So Mahershala Ali is going to be the next Blade, but let's take you back to the original Blade, the great Wesley Snipes. But I'll tell you what, he's not the original Blade. The original Blade was created by Marv Wolfman. Isn't that great? A guy named Marv Wolfman, and then he went on to write horror comics.
For Marvel.
Yeah,
That is great, yeah.
yeah. So for Marvel, his
Yeah.
name's Marvel Wolfman.
Well, it's not Marvel Wolfman.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Great name.
That is an incredible name. Holy
Was it a
shit.
change, a name change? Or that's his real name?
I think that's his real name.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, so Marvel Wolfman wrote the Dracula comic for Marvel in the 70s. It was called Tomb of Dracula. And Blade was introduced into the cast of that comic as like a supporting character. All right. And here's the thing, Logan, is that Blade was not a vampire.
Wow.
He was
The
just
regular
a
human?
guy, vampire hunter guy, okay? But then he became a vampire in a later comic when guess who turned him into a vampire, Logan?
Morbius.
Morbius!
Wow. I don't even know that
That's
much.
right. It was fucking Morbin time for Blade, and then he became a vampire. And so I thought that was some comic book fun facts for the audience at home.
Yeah, very fun. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's not what we get into with this movie.
Not at all. No, no. I mean, this movie, it's like barely like the character in the comic. Like, to be honest, like I never got into Blade as a comic book character, and I've
Well, you're
tried to a
racist.
bunch of times. That's bullshit. I've read every Black Panther comic in existence, motherfucker. um, but he you threw me off with that.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so the rights were bought to the character all the way back in the 70s. All right, they were looking at making it a Richard Roundtree film. All right, the guy who plays Shaft, Logan,
Mhm.
and that never got off the ground. And then no one talked about Blade again until around 1992. Okay, and a pitch was made in Hollywood. The pitch heard around the world. Ernest Dickerson went in as director. Okay. You familiar with Ernest Dickerson?
I don't think so.
He was Spike Lee's director of photography. Like he was the DP on Do the Right Thing. And then he went on to have a directing career. He made I guess his biggest movie was Juice.
Okay.
Yeah. But he made some good movies. But then he got like trapped. He made like in Hollywood. I think he made that movie Bones with Snoop Dogg. Anyway, he was gonna direct this Blade. He goes in with LL Cool J. Okay, ladies love Cool James. He he's gonna play Blade in the Blade movie.
Mhm.
And Hollywood is like, this sounds killer. We're into Blade. They snatch up the rights again. So now a Blade movie is in active development. Meanwhile, over in another corner of Hollywood, Wesley Snipes is running around pitching a Black Panther movie.
Wow.
All right. He wanted to play T'Challa. And Hollywood everywhere is going, absolutely not. That sounds like a terrible idea that would never make any money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't have back then.
Probably. I don't know. And so but Wesley Snipes is interested in playing a Marvel character, all right? Now LL Cool J, he's back doing rapping and stuff. Blade is not getting made. It's sort of languishing in development. No one wants to make Black Panther, so they cross the streams. Wesley Snipes is like, "I'll be in your Blade movie. How's that?"
Yeah. What do you think about LL as Blade?
Well, it would have been bad because he's not a good actor.
Longest, sharpest. My blade is like a shark's fin. Yeah, I
Pretty
don't think that
good.
would have been good either.
Pretty good. Might have been worth it for the Blade rap.
I guess they would have done Shark Spin for this one. He
I
would have done
bet.
this over the Shark movie, probably.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you might be right. It was around the
Same
same
year.
time. So, not same year. I think a year before.
Oh, really? This is
Yeah.
1990. What?
This is
7?
98.
Oh.
I think Deep Blue Sea is 99.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're right.
Anyway, uh, I bet you if LL Cool J did a song about Blade, it would have a lot of shing, like
I knew you
those
were gonna
sound
say that.
effects.
Yeah. 100% he would.
Yeah.
Did he not do one like that for Halloween H2O? With a lot of
I don't,
shing, like knife sound effects.
there might be one in the closing credits.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Is he
Anyway.
alive, LL Cool J? I feel like I haven't heard from him
What?
in so
Yes.
long.
Are you kidding me? He's wearing a Kangol hat somewhere on the planet right now.
I knew he was like alive actually, but what? Like I don't know what he's up to.
I don't know. Doesn't he? He doesn't still host the Grammys every fucking year.
That kind of seems right. Yeah, I don't watch the Grammys.
Is NCIS Los Angeles still on?
I'm seeing it now.
NCIS Los Angeles still on the air. Premiered in 2009.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's even got his Robin.
Yeah, he sure does. The best Robin there is. That's right, JGL. Not you, motherfucker.
What about Michael Cera from Lego Batman?
He
was a good Robin.
I agree. And a good Alan as well. So they make the movie. That's the big news. David Goyer wrote it. I think he was in there with them too, like back with like Ernest Dickerson and LL Cool J. Like David Goyer was attached to this project for a long time. To the point where like by the time they pitched this version with Wesley Snipes, I think he pitched it as a trilogy.
Okay.
Yeah. He had so many Blade ideas from knocking around in that great noggin is. Goyer, as you all know, is a hack, but he found his way onto the writing of Blade and the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. So our director as well is a fellow named Stephen Norrington. Familiar with him?
I don't think so. What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really happen for Stephen Norrington.
This movie is pretty stylish.
Yeah, I think so, but he got fucked over, man. So there's a there sorry.
You sound very sad. Is this like a very upsetting story to you?
No, not at all, dude. I just I lost my train of thought.
Hmm.
But Stephen Norrington, he turned down Blade 2. It was not a good idea. All right. And I think he was gonna do Ghost Rider or something like that. And then like his version of that didn't get off the ground. So he like had to find another project. Like Norrington was one of these guys, he had like a million movies in development around the time Blade came out. Like he was like hot in Hollywood, but then none of them got made. And then the one that did get made tanked really fucking bad. And so like it killed his entire career.
Did they not get made because of him though? He sounds like he might have been difficult. Why didn't you want to just make Blade 2?
Well, I mean, there might be something to that, dude. Like maybe he was a little big for his britches post Blade. Thought he was the top of the world. He could get anything made, but like none of it actually got made. There was Ghost Rider, like I said. He also had a fucking Shang-Chi movie in development.
Wow.
Like he could have been like the top of the heap at Marvel. And it didn't pan out. And he was gonna do a live action remake of Akira for a second. That was in development. All kinds of shit. I think that he was gonna reboot The Crow at one point. Anyway, none of that shit happened. He ended up directing League of Extraordinary Gentlemen based on the Alan Moore comic book, and that movie is fucking horrible, and nobody went to see it, and he never directed again.
Damn. Well, I thought he did a good job with this here. So
Hey, no one's complaining about this first Blade movie.
yeah.
Great stuff, bro. Um, all right. So that's that.
Okay.
Sorry. Anyway, so Blade. It came out August 21st, 1998, covering a couple of August movies, huh?
Yeah, and this one is 3 weeks after I was born. So I was born, then Blade came out,
That is disgusting.
then the rest of the world happened, like 9/11 and stuff.
I
But
saw this in theaters.
not me. Well, I
I was
might
so
have. I don't know.
excited about it too. Like I remember the commercials, not even trailers. Like I remember the TV commercials for this movie being really exciting. I was like, "Yeah, Blade."
Oh,
I'm seeing that. I'm seeing the fuck out of that.
yeah.
Um. All right. So it had a $45 million budget, and it made 131.2 million at the box office, which was really good at that time. Like August, like late August was always where the studios were dumping movies that like could possibly make money but probably wouldn't,
Right.
you know. And Blade made money, baby. It was the number 29 movie of 1998, right between two space movies, Star Trek Insurrection and Lost in Space.
Okay. Didn't see either one.
I like, Lost in Space. That's a bad movie, but I've always liked the Lost in Space concept and thought it could work. Wasn't there like a Netflix Lost in Space a couple years ago? If someone out there watched that, let me know how it was, because
All right.
I'd watch that.
Okay.
So, all right. Uh
Should we rank 1998?
oh yeah, right. I forgot we do that now.
Yeah, me
Sorry.
too. Me
Yeah.
too. Basically. Um. All right. So my number 10. Start with me.
Yeah, you go first.
All right. My number 10. I don't love a lot of these movies, but number 10, Saving Private Ryan.
Okay.
Number 9, The Big Lebowski.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8, Run Lola Run. Here we go. I like all these movies. Number 7, The Faculty. This will be number 1 on your list, probably, right?
It's not in the top 10, actually.
Here's another monster movie, slightly better than The Faculty. IMHO. Deep Rising. Great film. Great
Yeah.
ending. Great action.
What a list this is.
Number 5, The Wedding Singer. The first team up of Drew and Adam, right?
Yeah, first of many great
I said it like
ones.
Angelica, like I'm friends with them.
Yeah.
Drew and Adam.
Is that your new thing?
Number 4, this one was made by Vincent. I'm talking Buffalo 66.
Vincent.
Number 3, we covered it on the podcast. This is a great movie. Happiness. I hope that's on
Yeah,
your list.
it is.
Number 2, The Truman Show, and number 1, Rushmore. That'll probably be your number 1.
It is. Here's my list. And shout out to Last Days of Disco in at number 11. That's a great film.
Shout out to
Anyway.
A Bug's Life for me.
Nice. All right, my top 10 in 1998 though. American History X at 10. Number 9, Out of Sight by Soderbergh. 8 is He Got Game.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, not on your list even though you saw it. And number 7, Run Lola Run. Number 6, Buffalo 66.
Ooh.
Number 5, Snake Eyes, baby. Number 4, Happiness. Number 3, The Truman Show. Number 2, The Thin Red Line. And number 1, Rushmore.
Is that Malik, Thin Red Line?
Sure is.
Is there a Thin Blue Line? Isn't that a movie too?
Yeah, Errol Morris.
Okay, it's about cops. It's like a documentary, but it looks like a mockumentary.
No, it's a documentary and it solved a crime in real life.
But isn't it like staged? Like a stage documentary or something?
It has a couple
Like
of
scenes or
reproductions, but it's documentary.
Okay. All right, that's cool. Then Red Line. All right, Blade.
All right, nominated for 2 MTV awards and 2 Saturn awards. Which do you want to hear about first?
Saturn.
Saturn is between Uranus Neptune, Saturn, whoa! Sci-fi best of films.
All right, best horror movie nominated in that category, even though it's not a horror movie. It lost to Apt Pupil, the Bryan Singer classic. And best makeup. It was nominated for that as well, and it lost to a different vampire movie, interestingly enough. John Carpenter's Vampires. And yeah. And over there at the MTV Movie Awards, I want my MTV. It was nominated for Best Villain, Steven Dorff.
I like
All
it.
right. And he actually tied. The winner was a tie in the Best Villain category that year. And it was Steven Dorff and Matt Dillon for There's Something About Mary.
Wow. How often do they tie?
Probably not that often.
They could have done Kevin Spacey was a villain this year in A Bug's Life. He plays the grasshopper.
Yep.
Could have done
All
that.
right. And Best Fight. It was also nominated in that category.
How was
Blade.
Chucky not best villain? There's a Chucky movie.
All right, can I finish a goddamn thought here?
No, I'm trying to like get those award shows right. All right.
Well, then
continue.
let's do an episode of Award Bros. about
Okay.
it. We haven't done that in a long time. I love that show.
We could do that.
Anyway,
Pick one.
Best Fight. It was nominated for that fight at the end. You know, the sword fight between Deacon Frost and Blade, which was a reshoot. I read.
Okay.
Like there was no big confrontation between them, and audiences at like test screenings were
How
like,
did
"What
it
the?
end?
Yeah, what? Why? What?"
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, but it lost to Matt Dillon fighting with the dog, and there's something about
All right. People love that.
that movie was so huge, dude. You'll never know. You weren't born.
I was.
You weren't. You were in your mother's belly when There's
Oh.
Something About Mary came out.
Okay.
But it was still at the top of the charts when you were born. That was probably the number one movie in the world when you were born.
Really? It's probably
Could
true.
have
No, I
been.
think it might have been Armageddon. No, I think it was Saving Private Ryan, maybe.
That's why you're so patriotic today.
Am I?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about Blade. Blade.
You know
Now,
who should have been best villain this year?
Who?
Rebecca Gayheart in Urban Legend.
Wow. I hate it.
They fucked up.
I think it should have been the
Godzilla?
the asteroid in Armageddon.
That's pretty good. Or the asteroid in Deep Impact.
That's a comet, motherfucker.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, bitch. Maybe it should have been.
What about Vince Vaughn in Psycho?
That would have been so good. Oh, it should have been fucking Ed Norton in American History X.
Wow, yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah. Wow. Anyway, you really got me thinking. I'm spinning.
All right, well, let's talk about Blade
All right.
and how much it's like he's like Angel.
He is like Angel.
He's so much like Angel.
Dude, there are scenes in this, like the big fight at the end of the movie between Blade and Dorf, where they're like jumping around that big room.
Mhm.
That there's a fight in season 5 of Angel that is like identical to this shit.
I love it. But there's stuff like about Angel that I know so far, like some similarities here. But I guess we'll get into it.
You
There's
know,
a
like,
Whistler. There's legit a Whistler character.
There is. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
And Blade, would it have come? No, Blade came out after that.
Really? I know the
Yeah.
Whistler in 1998, right?
Whistler was introduced in the end of season 2 of Buffy, and that came out a couple months before Blade. I think it
Okay.
might be a great minds think alike thing, unless Whistler's a character from the comic.
Oh, I mean, he probably is.
Let's look him up. Whistler, Blade. I'm
Why
Googling
would
it
why
right
would they
now.
just think of a new character Whistler for this movie?
Abraham Whistler. No, he was created for the movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, but they. Wait, what? Oh, never mind. All right, they said they named him after Van Helsing, and I was like, how? And it's because his name is Abraham Whistler, like Abraham Van Helsing.
Okay. Van Whistler. He should have been named.
I like it.
I did think
All
about
right.
Van Helsing though, because he hunts bad guys also.
You know what
He
I
should
thought
team
a
up
lot
with, like,
about? How Daywalker, like that's not that cool a name because I do that.
what does that mean?
Like walk around during the day.
Yeah. You ever see Daybreakers, the Ethan Hawke movie?
I have seen that. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. So I remembered this movie starting with the awesome vampire nightclub scene, but it
did,
doesn't
didn't it?
really.
Oh no, it
It's
starts with the
got,
pregnancy.
yeah, it's got like a little bit of a flashback before that. You get to see
It's like the
Sanaa Lathan.
Unbreakable opening.
It is just like that, dude. And just like that, I mean it's a woman in a hospital that's black.
Giving birth
Yeah.
and dying. Doesn't the mom? Oh no, she doesn't die in class, does she? Mom doesn't.
No,
die.
she's still alive at the
she's
very
in-
end.
Yeah, she's in Glass. She's in like the new ones.
That's right.
Mom, but yeah. So
She's
yeah, so we meet.
unbreakable.
So his mom died, and she got bit, or so we think, right? She got bit by a vampire while she
Yeah.
was pregnant with him. So he's
Deacon
half.
Frost, motherfucker, as we find out later.
I knew it. I was watching the movie. I was like, oh, I bet the bad guy is the one that bit her, and I was right. By the way, I was watching this movie, and I was like, that is not Sanaa Lathan, and I saw her in the opening credits, and that is not her. Where is she? Where, like, I was so confused by
No,
where
that's her, man.
No, it wasn't her. Well, no, I'm talking about the other woman, Karen.
Oh, Karen, yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting for because Sanaa Lathan was in the opening credits, and I was like, oh, I guess she's just gonna be the female lead. And then that woman showed up, and I was like, what? This is not Sanaa
But
Lathan.
you see the mom before you see her.
But was that even Sanaa Lathan?
Yes.
It seemed like that they got like a different actress to play her or something.
No,
I didn't think
the-
that was her either.
The first person you see in this fucking movie is Sanaa Lathan.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was somebody completely different. But yeah, so she's alive. And another thing about oh, by the way, there's like pure bloods and half bloods, right?
Yeah.
And Deacon is a half blood.
Yeah, he's a fucking mudblood, dude.
Yeah, he's a mudblood. And so he hates pure bloods? Or no, he wants to be a pure blood?
I think purebloods hate mudbloods, and it's like he resents because he's the next generation. You know, he's like an angsty youth, and he's like, well, if they hate us, then fuck them.
Yeah. I liked him. I thought he was pretty cool. He owns all the nightclubs and he just wants to party. He just wants
Dorf,
to have a
you
great
mean?
time.
I think fucking Dorf rules in this movie. By the way,
Me too.
I think this and True Detective season 3 are like his two best performances ever. Well, maybe that's not true, but like certainly his two most iconic. And I just love his whole energy in this movie, like his look, just his vibe, the way he delivers his lines, sort of like offhandedly and like exhaustedly.
Yep.
And I like the way, like when he's like brooding in his room, you'll see him, he's like sitting in a corner somewhere just by himself. Like he's a really interesting character. Like he's very like when there's no lull in the movie when you cut away from Blade to the villain. Like if anything, like you perk up when the villain's on screen in this movie.
Yeah, I agree. He does such a great job of like he wishes he had a better team than Donal Logue and like his crew.
I
He's just,
love
like,
Donal
so
Logue
annoyed.
in this movie.
I knew you would.
I thought I was having a Mandela effect for a second because when he dies in that opening, I was like, "What the fuck?" I remember Donal Logue being all over this goddamn movie. I couldn't believe he was dead already, but then he wasn't. He was just like walking crispy guy.
Wow, they tricked you. I
Yeah,
wasn't
they
even
did.
tricked. I was like, oh, he's gonna be in the whole movie, Donal Logue.
Fuck you. And because he was fifth build too. I was like, how are you gonna kill your fifth build actor right away?
Well, I was confused by the billing in general because Sanaa Lathan, I was like, where is she the whole movie? She's not
Yeah.
even here. By the way, another thing that's like Buffy a little bit. You remember the episode of Buffy? I mean, you do, obviously. This is a dumb question. But there's that episode where the guy like wants to trap Buffy down below, and then like the guys will turn them into vampires. Remember that? There's like the vampire bar, and he wants to like trap Buffy and her friends down there, and then like somebody will turn them into vampires.
Oh yeah, you mean season 2, episode 7? Lie to me.
Maybe it's like she has a friend come to town, right? It's like somebody
Yeah.
she knew from her old school.
And he has cancer, and he wants to be turned into a vampire.
Yes, it reminded
Ford.
me.
His name is Ford, sir. Billy
Ford.
Fordham.
Right. And so this reminded me of that episode, the familiar part of this, where like there are people who want to get close to vampires and like do things for the vampires, so the vampires will turn them into vampires. You know?
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know that that's true of this like vampire nightclub. Like, I
No,
got the sense.
I didn't mean the nightclub. I just mean the familiar thing. Like those guys are like Billy Fordham, basically. Like
Oh,
they're
I
doing
see what you're
things
saying,
for
yeah.
them to get turned into vampires.
Yeah, true.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. The vampire nightclub seems to be mostly populated by vampires. No, like lure a few humans there as food.
Right.
The human that's there that gets saved, I recognized, of course, as part of Vic Mackey's strike team in the Shield.
What is that?
What do you mean? What's the Shield?
When I think of the Shield, I think of WWE. Sorry.
What, you didn't recognize Dean Ambrose in the opening scenes of Blade?
That'd be so cool.
I know. No, the Shield was like a corrupt cop show on FX. You don't remember that?
Yeah, possibly.
Oh my god.
Sorry. Oh, I see it. Michael Chiklis.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's Vic
Walton
Mackey.
Goggins.
Yeah, all that.
No, sorry.
Walton Goggins plays Shane. I'm Shane.
Why is everybody Holly Hunter?
No, Walton Goggins' voice is sort of the male Holly Hunter, though.
Okay. What else?
Well, actually, Walton Goggins should have Holly Hunter play his mom in a movie. That'd be great.
Really? I feel like that's disrespectful to Holly Hunter.
Why is that? What?
They can't be that far in age. Holly Hunter and Donald and
Walton. I
Walton
bet
Goggins?
you Holly Hunter is old.
Hey
enough
Siri,
to be
how old
Walton
is Holly
Goggins'
Hunter?
Mom.
Holly Hunter is 65 years old.
Hey Siri, how old is Walton Goggins?
Walton Goggins is 51 years old.
Okay, you're right.
So about 15 years.
Yeah,
And I don't think she looks old. So
no, she looks young.
and I don't think she's like a Sally Field who could like pull off being like a grandma when she's
I know.
not so old.
Sally Field felt like a grandma to me when she was like 30.
Well, they make her look old in Forrest Gump, right? That was probably the first time I was like, how old is this woman? And then she
To be
wasn't that
honest,
old.
maybe that's why I think of Sally Field as being old. That might be the first thing I ever saw her.
Me too. I think that's why I do too. Same with
Yeah.
Matt. What's her name? Maggie Smith. The first thing I saw her in is Hook, where she is like ancient, like she plays really old, and she's not as old as she is in Hook. So I always think of her as she's like 112 years old, but she's not.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting how your brain does that.
Yeah.
All right. So the vampire nightclub scene fucking rules.
Yeah.
It rules so hard. It's the best part of any of these movies. The part before Blade shows up is awesome with the blood raining down from the sprinklers. And then when Blade shows up, it's fucking awesome. Because Wesley Snipes is fucking awesome as Blade, and it rules.
Yeah, I like his weapons that just like eviscerate the vampires.
That scene where like the camera goes in like a circle with the weapon and it comes back to him and he's like smiling.
That was awesome. That reminded me of the Wanted. There's a moment in Wanted where at the end where they like throw the bullet and it goes like all around in a circle and kills everybody, and it kills Angelina Jolie
yeah.
in slow motion, and you're like, no, Angelina Jolie's dead. or at least I was when I first saw Wanted.
I don't remember if I was surprised or not. I had read the comic book.
Not me.
Anyway, let's talk about Blade. Tell me what you thought. You you watch it for the first time, right?
Yeah, first time. It's very, very 90s, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
terms of, like, the
Especially
look,
like
the
the
music.
early CGI.
Oh yeah, it's so funny. All the blood is hysterical in this movie. I thought not all of it, but a lot of the blood is very funny. There's like some crazy effects where it's like at the end, was it Deacon Frost, where he gets, is that called bisected, where you get cut in half?
Yeah.
He gets bisected, but then like he gets fused back together somehow.
Oh my
It was like one of the
God.
craziest
That
things
is
I'd ever seen.
that is one of the worst looking effects in any movie.
It's awesome though. I loved it. And then like at the end when they, spoiler, kill Deacon Frost and he like turns into like this bubbled up like Jabba the Hutt monster and then
Yeah.
like dies. That's awesome too. All that stuff was so funny. But I enjoyed everything. It's so stylish.
Yeah. What about the stuff with the speaking of Buffy, the big white, fat guy in the tub? Like
No,
that's
right.
that's just from that Buffy episode, Bad Girls.
Yeah, who was that? In Bad Girls.
Do you remember there was like a cult of duelers and they like worshipped this like big fat white guy
Oh yes, of
in a
course.
tub?
Yes, of course. How did she kill him though?
He ends up getting electrocuted exactly like this fucking guy.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow. So this is another thing that no, yeah, I made a list of similarities to Buffy. I didn't even include that. But you're 100% right. That hadn't happened though, right? That seems pretty new.
No, Bad Girls is like, a year after this or something. I talked about this on the episode of Buffy's Angels, patreon.com/the franchise. And I didn't want to say too much because I knew he'd probably be doing Blade at some point. But yeah, it's the most blatant thing on that show that is just taken from something else.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. Another thing I thought that was a little bit like Buffy was in, I think it's part 2, Graduation Day. It's the finale of that's season 3 with
Mhm.
Faith. Yeah, it's that episode, and it's when it's when he's drinking her. I thought that was very similar, like when he's drinking Karen at the end of this movie when
Yeah.
she's like I thought that was very similar to
A little bit, yeah. It's done a little more noble on Buffy, but still.
how so? What do you mean? Like like
Hold
her?
on.
How do you mean?
I guess it is here. It's a noble act. Anyway.
Yeah, he's like she's doing it for him to save himself or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the same
I
thing.
guess like you're right. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What else you got?
What else do I got? Have we talked enough about Donal Logue?
Yes. I think
Okay.
so.
Okay, so now Lathan, when she shows up,
You
I was
mean
like, oh, here
late?
she is. Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out that like Deacon has her. Just like hanging out.
Yeah. She's been alive this whole time.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, let her go home. What are you doing, bro?
Yeah, she's probably got stuff to do.
Why does he need her? What, like he's just like a busy nightclub owner who's like trying to be like
Just
the
for this
millennial.
one moment. He's like, at some point I'm gonna confront Blade.
I guess so.
Although, yeah, I mean, what else is she to him that's so important? Like, he turned her into a vampire. She didn't turn him into one.
It wasn't like a sucking situation, was it? She didn't have to bite him also.
Is that a Buffy reference?
Yeah, of course. I don't think it was
No.
like that though.
No.
No. But I don't know. They fight at the end. What else is there to talk about really? I don't know. I have a question. I do have a question.
What about
In-
Chris Christopherson as Whistler?
Yeah, he was good. At first I thought that he was Kurt Russell. I was like, how did I go my whole life without not knowing Kurt Russell was in Blade? And then I was like, oh, obviously Kurt Russell's not in Blade. That's crazy. Yeah, he's good. I was sad when he died.
All right, what was your question?
They talk about, in terms of pure bloods and half bloods, if you're born a vampire, how does aging work? Because there are like 50-year-olds in this movie who are like, I was born a vampire. So what? You age to a certain point, and then you're like, this is where I want to stay. Or
No,
what? You age slow?
would think you age slow. Like those guys.
Yeah, that's what
that
I
are
thought.
like-
But then what about in Twilight? We have the girl who ages super fast.
You talking about Renesmee?
I guess just different rules for different. Yeah, Renesmee.
Yeah, like I mean, where are the glowing vampires in the sun in this movie?
I guess we don't spend a lot of time. And by the way, I loved that scene where they took that guy out onto like the cliffs, and we're like, "Oh, the sun's coming up. You're gonna love when the sun comes up." And they like
The
take his
effect
shirt
is
off.
so bad, dude.
But it was so stylish again, like and everything
Yeah.
the way that it was done. I just loved.
No, it's
Um,
well shot. I like the look of that scene, and I like the look of the scene where like Dorf meets Blade in public, and he's like holding a little kid, threatening her.
Yeah.
And like that, it's like shot at sort of twilight, like actual twilight.
Right.
And it's an interesting look. It's all blue and stuff. But the going back to the beach, yeah, that guy. I was sad when he died because I thought he really brought a lot to the movie. That was Udo Kier, the German actor. Well, I always think of him as the guy in Ace Ventura who's hosting that fancy party that Ace Ventura goes to at the beginning.
Okay. I don't really remember that. But okay, so you're telling me that they just age slow? If you're born a vampire, you just like age super slow?
Yeah, I think so. But doesn't what I want to know about that, you never see, except in Near Dark, you never really see a vampire that's like a little kid. Are they little kids for like 150 years or something? And then like,
What about Interview with a Vampire?
yeah, I guess that's got a little vampire kid too. But see, those are kids that were like turned to vampires as kids. That's different. Like I'm saying, like when you're born a vampire,
Twilight.
are you a baby for like 25 years?
No, Twilight, she's a baby for 10 minutes.
But this is different universes. I mean, the guys in this.
Yeah, what are I mean, don't tell me there could be a Buffy baby at some point, like a vampire baby in Buffy that I don't want you to tell me about. But what are the examples? Are there like any I can think of zombie babies, but not vampire babies.
Yeah. On Buffy, it's
kids.
established by this point that vampires can't conceive.
Is it?
Yeah. Angel says that in one episode.
Wow. I guess I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're not like Jedi, like they can't fall in love. Then we wouldn't have a show.
I guess
Buffy
you're
would be
right,
so
man.
boring without the Angel storyline. Or she would
Yeah.
have been.
Yeah, I know. She'd just be dating that Owen guy the whole first couple seasons.
He would have his Emily and his Buffy. And that's it.
Guys, check out Buffy's Angels on the Patreon. Boy, that's a good show.
That's all this episode's been is Buffy's Angel.
I
We
know,
just talked about
I know.
Angel. I got nothing else on this movie. I liked it. I thought it was enjoyable. That it's pretty silly looking. The music is very like I don't know, techno. I don't know if that's the right word, but
Yeah,
like
it is.
90s.
Very 90s.
It's sort of a
techno.
lot, but I enjoyed it. It's so stylish. The acting is great all the way around.
I read
from
that
literally everybody.
they asked the Prodigy if they do the score, and the Prodigy turned them down. And I really think that's what they're going for. Like the score sounds like fake Prodigy.
All right, I don't really know Prodigy, but I liked it. I'm gonna give it. We're going to ratings.
Yeah, I will say that when Whistler died, going back to that, I think it works. Like that scene. I think Wesley Snipes
Isn't it a suicide? He asked to kill himself because he's like
yeah,
suffering.
I think Wesley Snipes is great in this movie. He's such a fucking movie star. I think he creates a really unique, interesting person with Blade. Like some of his reactions to stuff are so weird. Like he barely knows how to be a human being. Like he laughs at weird times and smiles at weird times.
It's such a great physical performance too. The way he stands and moves is very
noticed, and I noticed in the closing credits that he has a credit for martial arts choreography.
cool. Okay.
Wesley, yeah. So I think he really brings a lot to this, and it really does have an emotional core that I don't think is as strong in the next two movies. I think when Whistler dies, you really feel that. I that's that still impacts me. Like watching this movie yesterday, I was struck by that.
Wow. I don't know if I had that same impact, but I did. I was like, Blade better fucking kill these people now.
Yeah.
I did feel like that, but I didn't. I wasn't like on the verge of tears or anything.
Well, I wasn't on the verge of tears, but I'd forgotten it happened, and it still sort of like gets you. Like, wow, they're killing that fucking character.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
I sort of expected that guy to die, to be honest.
Really? I didn't.
Yeah. When he
All
popped up.
right. So, what do you give Blade?
I'm gonna give it a 3.
I am too.
Can't quite go 4, but if we did halvesies, I might go 3.5.
Yeah, well, I'm not some kind of coward, so
I know.
I'll just give it a 3.
My MVP, I'm gonna go Wesley Snipes.
Yeah,
if we got to.
that's the answer. I mean, I guess you go Steven Dorff. He's pretty great, but
Yeah.
I think Wesley's the answer. Who's your LVP?
Well, I wrote down Pearl. That's the big fat character. Only because I think all the actors are so good, but I like Pearl, especially now that you told me about the Buffy thing again. I don't know. Who's your LVP?
I
I
think
guess
you
I'd
got
go
a
Pearl.
few options. I think Tracy Lords isn't very good. I think that the female lead's kind of not that great, but I've liked her in other stuff. She's in Dead Presidents.
I thought she was good. I liked when she got in on the action and she like had on a sleeveless shirt.
Yeah. Ultimately, I'm gonna go with this cop fella who just kept getting his ass kicked by everybody.
Who? Oh, the familiar. He
He's like-
comes in and he's like, "I'm a cop. I'm here to protect you," but he's really the familiar, the thing that like he's playing on the vampire side in order to get turned into vampires.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and
This
I think
guy.
he dies. I think Steven Dorff just like he bites him so much he murders him
Yeah.
instead of actually turning him.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that was an interesting idea for a character that could have been performed by a better actor. I want to say that it really made it worth it for me, the casting, when I looked up who the actor was.
Wow, who do we got?
He's best known for this movie and another movie. Okay.
Oh wait, I have an LVP. But go ahead.
And the other movie is a little film called Scream, Logan, because this actor played Steve, Casey's
No.
boyfriend, Steve. He never even
Holy
has any
shit.
lines. He's got
You
that
mean
tape
Steve
over
Forrest?
his mouth. Or Stephen Orth.
I know it's Stephen Orth, but you say Stephen Forrest or Steve Forrest. That's
Yeah.
awesome. You know what I thought you were gonna say? I thought you were gonna say he was one of the people that Hembry like sort of like threatened in
No.
the principal's office. You know, they're pulling
No.
the prank.
I know who you mean. I know who you're thinking it could have been.
They're at the party at the end too. Remember?
That's right. Yeah. The blood's too red. He has that line.
Wow.
It's always too red.
Wait, who has that line? Steven?
No, the guy that Hembry chews out.
Oh, well, there are two of them.
I know, but
And then they're like, "Well, we got to go down before they pry him off the field goal post."
yeah.
That's so sad.
Anyway, no, he's Stephen Orth.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
I know.
You know who I'm going to go with for my LVP though? Early on, we meet the character Karen, and she has like an ex-boyfriend who's like, "Hey Karen, why aren't we still together?" And then like later on in the movie, they turn that guy into a vampire, and she like gets tossed into a pit with him. I'll go with him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so here we go. Ryder Strong has not seen it. Andy Heron has not seen it,
What?
but Henry has seen it, and Henry gives it 3 stars.
What? Well, he's with us.
Yeah, but Aussie Scott gives it 4.5 stars. So I don't know what's going on there. It's pretty weird.
Yeah, he likes to throw you off every so often.
Does Blade have? He doesn't have an alter ego. He's just Blade all the time.
He's Blade, the Daywalker.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I asked for questions. Should I read any questions that we have? We have
Yeah,
one
why not? Go
from-
ahead.
from P Dot, the great P Dot, top 5 listener. He says, "I was gonna watch Blade on Thursday. Literally bowed up, press play on Mac. So I think he was gonna watch it on Thursday, but then we said we were gonna. But then I think he was gonna watch it early to ask questions or something. I actually don't know why he watched it.
He just watches it to keep up with the show.
But he says he was gonna watch it on Thursday, but then he says literally bow to press play. So he changed when he was gonna watch it.
What are you talking about? He was gonna watch it on Thursday. He was about to press play on Max, and then something happened. Why can't you read this?
Okay, last Thursday. I thought he said he was gonna watch it this coming Thursday.
What?
That makes sense. I thought he said I was gonna watch it Thursday, but now I'm watching it now.
No.
Okay. He says I was gonna watch Blade Thursday.
Logan, your reading comprehension is terrible.
Yeah, this is embarrassing. He says literally bow to press play on Max. My probation officer called and said I got early termination from probation effective immediately. I requested for it the week before, had bought vapes the past weekend, so first time watching Blade and first time getting high since January. I hope you have a great time, P-Dot.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. Fucking Blade is an excellent movie to be high during because
I
the
bet.
effects are so wild.
Yeah, when you see Dorf get bisected,
Yeah,
I bet
that's gotta be
incredible.
insane.
Yeah. Wow.
All right.
So shout out to you, Peta. Thanks for commenting. And that's it. That's all we got this week. We got no reviews either, but that's okay.
Well, it's not like we requested.
Well, we are now, so you better show up next
yeah,
week. Is that how it
show
works?
up-
We request and then they
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
All right, so next week, why don't you fire away a couple questions, comments, or concerns about Blade 2 and Blade Trinity? All right, that's the next and final 2 Blade films until Mahershala Ali makes his debut in the MCU.
And Mia Goth,
Uh,
she's in that one. That's fun.
Oh, I didn't know that. I was happy to see her.
You did. I told you a year ago, but that's cool.
Well, I didn't know she was a year ago.
No, well, I didn't mean a year ago. Like whenever she got cast, I told you.
Oh, all right. All right, so that's next week on the show. We'll be back later in the week on patreon.com/the franchise, only $5. Buffy's Angels. Hey, I'm watching here, and we're ranking 8th, 9th, and 10th installments of franchises. All right, that's closing out a project we've been working on for some time over there.
You guys should
on
release
Patreon.
2, just put that on the main feed. The second installment one.
Yeah, why not? Who cares?
Okay.
And then you got also already in your feed, I think at this point should be our episode on The Nun 2, which I was
Yeah.
none too pleased to go see. In
Put that up, guys, at 3 in the morning. Oh, I'm sorry, I stepped on your joke.
That's okay.
But they'll hear it when they listen to the episode.
They'll hear it a few times.
Yeah. Yeah, that's up. That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Great idea by me, by the way, saying that we should do a late night episode.
Yeah, I thought it kind of gave it a different energy.
Yeah, really great.
I
feel like any horror movies we should try to do nighttime.
I like it. I
that
like
fun?
it. We'll keep it up. I think
Blade is
fun.
horror movie, apparently.
No, it's not. We're not listening to the Saturn Awards on this one.
Letterboxd also classifies it as horror.
It's not. It's just bloody,
They're vampires.
I guess.
Alright.
All right. Guys, Stan Lee has an executive producer credit on Blade. That was weird to see, considering he had nothing to do with the creation of the character. But I guess he's grandfathered in with all Marvel properties.
He's not in it. He should have been in it.
He apparently filmed a cameo and it wasn't included.
No.
I also read that the director Stephen Norrington filmed a post-credit sequence that they, or maybe an alternate ending that they didn't use, where he plays Morbius.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Flex. I think we're right. I think there's probably a reason this guy couldn't get along with people. He wanted to make himself Morbius in the post
I know. So
No, like he's like, now I'm gonna drop it, and then now they gotta call me back after this. I gotta be Morbius.
and then Guillermo del Toro was like, "How about let's just not have Morbius in the fucking movie?"
Yeah. So what? He cut that out of this movie.
Yeah.
Norrington. He decided better. Okay.
Yeah. I think he cut it out in favor of that big fight.
I thought you were gonna
All
say
right.
there was a post-credit scene with Ed and Lorraine Warren. They get a phone call
Fuck you.
and they're like, "Oh, we got to go investigate Blade."
All right, gang, get on that Patreon and keep the TVs hot. And as always, Excelsior.